Oh man, the guy. It was funny. He fought one of my former teammates, really close friend, my Shafiq the Slasher. He fought him in Rebel FC, and Shafiq got knocked out by him. And I remember Shafiq was telling me like, watch out for his right hand. Everybody knows I hold my left hand a little bit low, like too low, and yeah, I was just I don't know. I was in really good shape for that fight. I did a whole month camp with Emilio Arudia in Tiger Muay Thai, so like I had a proper camp for that fight, and I was feeling really good, and I just didn't want to be stopped, and yeah, I got tagged a lot though. Like every single time it hit me, like I got rocked, but like just I don't know. I just bit down on my mouthpiece and just kept walking forward. I just had to keep walking forward. I just had this little voice in my head just telling me, no, just don't stop, keep going at him, And then, man, it was toward. I know a lot of people don't like, but I thought it was towards the second round, the end of the second round, like about 3 minutes into the second round. I felt a momentum shift. I hit him with a knee, and then I almost finished him in the second round, the end of the second round, and then yeah, it was crazy. And then the third round, he came out again and he popped out, he threw a bomb again. It was like that. Even if he was tired, he didn't lose no pop in that right hand. And then yeah, I managed to clinch him up and yeah, and take his back. So that was nice. So, and I think because he was Korean top team and the promoter of TFC is Korean top team, I think they were really surprised as well. So it was nice to get revenge because this is my third time fighting for TFC. But won the first one. The second one, I lost to a Korean top team guy, this huge wrestler dude, uh, Sung, uh, Tiara, what's his name? Sung Chen Min, I forget his name. Yeah. So I lost to that guy. I lost the decision, and then yeah, fighting this new other like they offered me a third fight 2 years later after I lost, and I'm like, oh cool, I get a chance to fight in Korea again, and I know for sure Mr. Ha was not wanting me to win. Like they're trying to build their KTT guy. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I shocked them and surprised them. You know, so sorry. Oh man, so like literally after that fight, I had a nasty cut over my eye, and normally, okay, I'm gonna knock on your country a little bit, because in normal shows around the world, they'll clean up your eye a little bit or your cut, and they'll get it ready and they'll stitch it. Usually it's backstage or they have like a little medical room or something, and that's what I thought they were doing in Korea. I thought he was cleaning my eye a little bit, cleaning out the Vaseline. He was like half-assed at cleaning it. Then he had this little machine. It was a little stapler. Boom! He staples my eye, and I freaked out because it actually fucking hurts, first of all. And it caught me off guard. He didn't tell me he was about to staple my eye. So he put three staples in, and the swelling got even worse. It got immediately worse. Like it blew up, and it was disgusting. And I just had this really disgusting eye and disgusting face. And the guy told me, he was like, hey, these staples are temporary. You got to take them out tomorrow and go get proper stitches when you get back home. And I'm like, get back home. I was like, I'm flying to Malaysia because I'm gonna go for MFC. I was Malaysia Fighting Championship was doing like a comeback show, and I was going there to support and be like a guest. And so yeah, I'm flying all day with these fucking staples in my eye. Everybody at the airport and they and the planes looking at me like I'm crazy. They don't know who I am or that I just had a professional fight or anything. I get to Malaysia. I got there at nighttime, so I couldn't get the staples out. I had to wait an extra day to get the staples taken out. And then, but the China show didn't even buy my plane tickets yet. Um, so they didn't buy the plane tickets until like literally like 2 days before I was gonna leave. But the show was talking to me and asking me if I was gonna like about the fight and telling me my opponent saying they're gonna get the tickets soon. They're gonna get the tickets soon. I took a picture of my eye and sent it to my middleman, and I was like, hey, I don't think it's a good idea. I think I'm gonna have to pull out of this one. And he was like, of course he freaked out. He's like, no, it's too soon. The show's too soon. If you and I fought for this guy before this middleman. Thing is, in China, you have to have like some middleman, like local or something, somebody to get you these fights. And I fought for this guy quite a bit of times in China. And he's like, no, you might he's saying his reputation's on the line. He already promised them that I was going to fight, blah, blah. he was like, it's only like the translation. He's like, it's only stitches. He's like, you can take it out in a couple days and it'll be no problem. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, easy for you to say. Like, but anyways, the next day, I got the staples taken out and the swelling went down like immediately, like visibly. You could see the swelling go down. The lady did an awesome job, and the she said I didn't need stitches. She says it was already closing, and she cleaned it up, and it didn't look too bad actually. And I was like, anyway, so I was like that nighttime. I remember I got on the phone and I was just like I'm thinking about it, and I messaged the guy. I was like, all right, I'll take the fight. Like I need the money anyways. Like all right, I'll do it. Like I was like I didn't want to ruin my relationship with the guy, so yeah. So I went to China, and yeah, my yeah, it was interesting because my face was still like I still had nasty black eyes. But anyways, even when I went to China, I'm fighting on this little show in the middle of nowhere, and the weigh-ins like were crazy. Everybody missed weight, including myself. Like we all missed weight. It was the no like they didn't say well the night before the like I was supposed to like the before weigh-ins when after I flew there they were supposed to take like me and a couple other fighters to the sauna. We ended up waiting downstairs for like over an hour. Nobody came to even take us to the sauna. So I was like, all right, like fuck this, like going back to my hotel room. I was like, then they don't care if I miss weight. They don't care, like, because in China, like, man, especially these little small cities, that these random cities, tier three cities that you might fight in, you don't know how to like. There's no way of getting around. There's no taxis everywhere. Like, you're relying on the show for everything, or your middleman for everything. Like, because I speak no Chinese. Like, I mean, I can speak like very little bit. You know, like my Chinese is useless, but but yeah, so like I'm expecting them to take me to the sauna. I'm expecting to do things properly, and not they didn't do anything properly. And then, anyways, so all of us missed weight, like because the hotels it's already winter. You know, it's November. It's already cold in China. It's not like you can go run off the weight or go sweat it out. And the hotels didn't have bathtubs. It was like these like shitty showers. Just shitty Chinese hotel. so so yeah, we all get to weigh-ins. Everybody's overweight. But even my opponent, like me and my opponent were probably like overweight by the most. So I'm supposed to fight at what was it? I think I was supposed to fight at 80 kilos. And then or no, we're supposed to fight at 77 kilos. And my opponent was 81. But and you think I would be mad, right? Like, but nah, I wasn't mad because I was like way more. I was like 85, and I was huge. I ballooned up after my top FC weight cut because I fought at top FC at 70 kilos, but I dropped so much weight so fast, like, and then so that week after the fight, like my weight ballooned up and I got like pretty heavy. So I missed weight. I was supposed to be 77. I was 85, and my opponent was supposed to be 77. He was 81, and we just looked at each other and shrugged and didn't care, and nobody cared, and the show didn't care. No, none of us got like nobody got fined. It was just like it was a shit show. It was charades. Anyways, but at that night, right before the fight, they start to talk. They talk about that. Oh, we just realized about you don't have a business visa. Why don't you have a business visa? We told you to get a business visa, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no. No, you didn't. You didn't tell us me to get a business visa. And I was like, first of all, if you told me to get a business visa, you would have sent me all the paperwork to go get it done because you have. If I get a business visa done for on the behalf of your show, I'd have to go. Like, I would need shit from you guys. Anyways, I talked to some of the other foreigners on the cards because it was like 10 foreigners versus 10 Chinese. Same, like half the foreigners on the over half the foreigners on the card don't have business visas. Well, they're on tourist visas, same as me. And they're like, nah, this is nobody said anything. And so I just realized we're about to get screwed real fast. And then then they were just scaring us the night before, like, oh, the show might get canceled, or we don't know what they're gonna do, and they might have to pay a bribe or a fine, or we might have to pay a fine. We might get in trouble. And I was just like, whatever. I'm gonna go. Like, I made that video on my Instagram. If you guys go see on my Instagram, I made some videos about it. And then I just went to sleep. I was like, all right. And then the morning of the fight, whatever, things go normal. I get to the show, and we're in the backstage, and we're fighter like seems like nothing, just like a normal show. Nothing's going on or whatever. We all start wrapping our hands and stuff, and then the police, if they were the police or government officials or stuff, come in the back room, and then they ask us all for our passports, and then they're telling us like, no, no, there was actually a translator, uh, that that was with them, and they said no, that we can't fight, we have to have proper visas, we have the wrong visas, and so I'm like so what? Like there's gonna be four out of the 10 fights that are planned. There's only gonna be four fights now. Like I mean, I was just like, but they told me like that they're gonna fine me 20,000 RMB. They're gonna kick me out of the country. If I do fight, I'll get kicked out of the country. I'll get a blacklist, a ban on my passport, so I can't enter China for 10 years. And I was freaking out. I was like, all right, I guess I'm not fighting. So I took my hand wraps off and I put them down. I'm just like, that's it. And I'm still hoping I'm gonna get paid and whatever. But anyways, so those government officials leave the corner room, and then so as they left, like about 10 minutes later, my middleman, the guy who got me in my fight, and one of the promoters, I guess, or the organizers of the show, they come in and they're like, no, no, guys, don't worry, the show's gonna go on. It's gonna. They're like, don't worry, don't worry. They're gonna leave. The government, the police are gonna leave. They're not gonna stay here the whole night. And I was just like, man, what's going on? Like, this is bullshit. You know, like, I'm like, this is all crazy. And then I felt like this is going to sound even crazier, but this is how I felt. I felt like the whole charade was set up to, like, fuck with us foreign fighters. It was all to fuck with us, get in our heads, like, freak us out, or just whatever. Like have a terrible performance against the locals or something. You know? And like, that's how I felt it was. And use it as an excuse to, like, rip us off and pay us all, like, shit money. Because what happened is, all the foreigners got killed except for me and one Russian guy. The Russian guy won. He rear naked choked his opponent like super fast, and then I got a triangle choke within like 2 minutes. And then, so yeah, I win the fight. I win the main event. Whatever. And then everything was fine. The show was like whatever. Like I left back to the hotel, and then when it's time to get paid, I'm getting paid like late at night, like 1 a.m. or something, or 2 a.m. in the morning. And then I'm asking the guy, I'm like, hey, like, so I'm getting my full pay, right? I get a win bonus. I'm like, win bonus? Huh? Like, like, hey, the police left. Yo, they left. We're good. Like, I'm still getting my money, right? He's like, no, I told you. He's like, I told you they're going to get fined. And I was like, fined? What do you mean fined? I was like, if I got fined, there'd be paperwork or something to go along with it. Anyways, so I get paid half of what I'm supposed to get paid. They give me half my money, and that's it. And that's all I can do. I have to just accept it, and it sucked, and it was bullshit, and there's nothing I can do. You know? And then the other foreign fighters that got paid, they're like, we should just all be mad and stick together and not accept this and make them pay. I'm like, of course they're more pissed off because they lost. You know, they all lost. And I'm like, guys, what do you like? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're 2 hours from the airport. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. The show's the one that they're driving us to the airport tomorrow with all the other fighters. Like what do you want to do, man? I'm like just take the money. Like that's it. Because if you don't want to take the money, you're not gonna get paid at all, and you're gonna like so. Anyway, so yeah, I just took the money. That's it.